pledge the flag, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank everybody for coming. Recognize the Salem News. Mary Ann, we'll start around the room with any questions or answers that we can get. Please give your name and your address as we go around. Yeah?
Do we have to give our name and address if we don't have a question?
No.
Okay, then no questions.
Just visiting.
Henry? Jerry?
Visiting.
Chief?
I only got two things I need to go over with. Nothing serious. We finally got all 4 cars back on the road. There's still a little dispute with Chrysler and the dealership over the engine, but they went ahead and took care of it for us anyway.
Which end?
The one that blew up after an hour and a half.
Okay.
Chrysler seems to think it's the dealership's problem. The dealership went ahead and got the engine back in for us, and they'll deal with Chrysler on that end.
Okay.
And I'd like to get together with the Board of Trustees here in the next week or so and go over the feasibility of putting a part-time officer down at the Drug Task Force for a couple of days.
Couple of days per week, per month?
Yeah, per week. I talked to the sheriff Friday. There's still money available for us to get for putting one down there.
Okay. Do we have enough manpower to do that at this time?
Well, that's why I need to sit down. I'll have to take a couple of shifts off, because I still haven't replaced the last part-timer that left. So it will be,
So what you want to do then is put another part-timer?
I'd like to find one first before we start doing it, but I'd like to get down and see what the feasibility of putting one down there when I get a part-timer hired.
Okay. Okay, anything else?
That's it.
Chief?
I'd just like to thank everybody that come out and supported us for our breakfast. We had a real good turnout. Did really good this year. So thank everybody that come out and supported us. Also, our AEDs come in this morning, so we will have those on the truck tonight.
Okay.
So thank you guys very much for your support and helping with us with that project.
Anything else?
No, sir. Thank you.
Ma'am?
Jerry?
Yes, my name is Daryl Fink, and I was calling or speaking here in regards to soliciting here at Perry Township. Here about 4 weeks ago, I was in the yard, and a young guy about 18, 19 walked up and asked me for his vote, and I was a little confused, and he informed me that he wanted me to basically buy a magazine subscription which would entitle him to a vote and so forth. I didn't see any cars. I asked him where he was from, and he said Cleveland, and he was very pushy. He wanted me to buy one for myself. I told him no. He wanted me to buy one for my wife. I told him she didn't need it. So
A vote for what?
he wanted a vote to get something for a talking scholarship or something for $10,000, because he said he wanted to open his own business in Cleveland as an auto repairman. You know,
Sounds
was
like
this
a pretty good scam.
Yeah, it was a very good scam. Then he wanted me to go on, or he says, well, since I didn't want any magazines, that it would be a great idea to send one to a serviceman or to a very, ill child or something like this. And, I could just see through the whole thing. So after he was done and left, I called the police here, and they sent a patrolman out, and he talked, and he found the guy. He was down the road there a little bit, and talked to him, and he said that the guy didn't have any license or permit, but in Perry Township they don't need one. Where I do read in the Salem News where, different ones that are trying to solicit things have to have a permit from the city. So wouldn't it be I think it'd be a smart idea to get one here, and it would kind of keep them off, because the patrolman told me that they just bring a carload down and dump them off and let them go, and mine was the second call that they had that day on. Like I say, you know, I read through them, but I really hate to see some elderly person think that they're maybe buying a magazine subscription to go to a serviceman or an ill child, and I'm sure, you know, it's their discretion who they're gonna send it to. And so I'm sure that, you know, it's just basically a scam, that they're pocketing the money, and, you know, nobody's gonna see any magazines of any type.
It's probably very true.
So, like I say, I thought possibly if we could end up, you know, passing some ordinance that, you know, they required a permit, then you'd have a little bit of clout to tell them to move on.
Well, see, the city can pass an ordinance, we can't pass an ordinance.
Okay.
We have to comply with the Ohio Revised Code. We'll have to check to see if there's something in the Ohio Revised Code that allows us to do that.
Okay.
We can do that and see what we can come up with.
All right.
Thank you. Okay. Under new business, we received the monthly reports of the police and the fire department. And we have resolution 1330, approval of the police mutual aid agreement with Salem.
So move.
Second.
Trustee Max?
Yes.
Trustee Rudolph?
Yes.
Trustee Kendrick?
Yes.
Is there any other new business we need to discuss at this time?
Zoning have 3 permits for October and a total of 44 for the year.
Okay. Under old business, the trick or treat in the township will be Thursday, October 31st, from 5:30 to 7:30. It's the same as the cities, same as we're doing it in the city. Any other old business we need to discuss? Need approval of the minutes and the financial statements of 9/23/13.
So move.
Second.
Fiscal officer's announcements.
You're signing checks and direct debits for $33,867.23, and legislative updates are in your packets.
Do you want to mention anything on the leaf pickup?
Yeah. Leaf pickup will start 11/4/13 for 2 weeks in the north, and then follow that by 2 weeks in the south. It leaves in the bags and sticks in the bundle. And be 2 weeks up north and 2 weeks in the south. Okay. Trustee comments. Mr. Ribaugh.
I attended last Saturday the simulated burn out at Butler Township. Several of our fire department members were there and participated in it. I did not get in the van with the fire, just to let you know. But it was very interesting. Doug was out there, and we certainly appreciate you guys participating in that. Also, I wanted to thank all the volunteers for putting on the pancake breakfast. It is volunteer, and you guys all did a good job, and we certainly appreciate that. And we also appreciate the people that supported it, like Bruce said.
Kennedy.
I have the same comment on the pancake breakfast. Glad everybody turned out for it.
This time I have none. Is there anything else that needs to come before this meeting? Hearing none, the meeting's adjourned. Thank you all for coming.